That's right. That's right. We back. Y'all already know, man. It's Wednesday. Hey, look, check this out. Man, the day was gorgeous out there. Now, I don't know how y'all liked it, but it was gorgeous out there to me. I mean, because I am born in July, so therefore I'm a summer baby. So look, the weather, when it's nice, I'm loving it. When it's not nice, hey, guess what we get? Yes, indeed. So look, y'all already know, man, my man Yellen is here today, man. He's gonna talk to y'all and let us know about what we can do, how we can do it, and what we want to do. He's here to help us, okay? Try to get our finances and things together where so we can go ahead and purchase a home for our family. Okay, not just for our family right now, but our family, like our kids and then our grandkids. We want to own something to be able to leave them something. So we're not going to further ado, hold you up. We're going to bring my man Yellen right on up in here. Hey, Yellen.
How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. Just working hard and trying to get people into houses. That's what I'm doing.
Right. Hey, we missed you last week, though, man. We missed you last week, man.
All right, thanks. So what happened last week?
Well, I mean, you know us, man. We found something to talk about and got it done. That's how we do. You know what I mean? Because see, that's the thing. We don't have a set program. Whereas though, if somebody come on, that we're gonna be exact. Like now, we are developing you for this particular day on Wednesdays. So other than that, we don't know where we may be at. We may be talking about comedy. We may be talking about something happening down the street. You never know, man. So you establishing the day and time right here on the Tom Mo Show as we speak. So you ready to get started, Yellen?
Definitely, definitely. We can touch base. Do you want to speak on a particular subject matter today, Mr. Bartley, or?
Not really, not really, but we can. It's up to you though. I want you to get started, and maybe in the second half we probably can do something like that.
Well, again, I work with All Financial Services. Been here 21 years. I mean, my goal, my job is to put people into homes. Okay, so I do work for a mortgage broker. We do all types of loans. FHA, which is the most popular. We do VA conventional loans, um, and of course, I work with a lot of first-time home buyers, investors, every type of borrower out there. Okay. So the FHA program, right now, the rates have come down since about a week ago. Right now, depending on your credit, rates are between 6.5. Conventional rates are between 6.5 and I would say about 6.9%. Now, inventory right now with the homes are still a little bit low, which means there are more home buyers than sellers. So, which is tough for the home buyers a little bit, but it's not bad as a couple of years ago. So, I still think it's a good time to buy. Uh, so, when you're actually trying to buy a house, the first thing you want to do is get pre-approved. So that's where I come in. You give me a call or another loan officer. Hopefully, it will be me, and basically I'll talk to you. Just have a general conversation. Learn a little bit about your goals, where you want to live, where what is the ideal monthly payment. I'll talk to you about who you work for, what your income is, and kind of give you a strategy, a guideline of how to purchase that home. Okay, so we look at your credit. Well, I look at your credit. I look at your debt to income ratio, employment history, assets, things like that. Those four components, and get you pre-approved. Now, the guideline, the rule of thumb. Okay, people always ask me, well, if I'm trying to buy a $300,000 house, a $400,000 house, how much money do I need between down payment and closing costs? Okay. So the general rule of thumb is with FHA, is 3.5% for down payment, and closing costs are going to be anywhere between 4.5 to 5%. So think about this: if you're trying to buy a $300,000 home, between down payment and closing costs, you're looking at 8%. So 8% of 300,000 is 24,000. Okay. that's what you would need if you weren't utilizing a down payment assistance program or getting seller contribution or not getting any type of grants. But I do provide a lot of grant programs that will decrease your overall money for settlement. Instead of that 24,000, I probably couldn't chop it down to 18,000, 15,000. Now, that really kind of depends on your credit. The better your credit, you're going to have better terms with the down payment assistance program. And of course, there are other grants out there. You can, use down payment assistance program along with grants, and even actually decrease your closing costs even more on top of that. So that's what I do on a daily basis. I build relationships with realtors. I speak with potential home buyers, and kind of just go through what the steps are, answer any questions that they may have about the home purchase business or home buying process. Because a lot of people, including myself, okay, you go to college, don't go to college, but doesn't matter. People are not really being educated about financial affairs, buying a home, investment properties, things like that. So, and there's a lot of misconceptions about the home buying process, closing costs, interest rates, you name it. So sometimes when you do speak with people, family, friends, and they give you advice, and of course they mean well, sometimes it's not the most accurate advice because those individuals bought their homes perhaps 5, 10, 15 years ago, and the rules have changed, the guidelines have changed, the interest rates have changed. So you need to speak with a person like myself who's kind of doing this day to day to get the most accurate information. So, Mr. Bartley, that's my intro.
Most definitely, most definitely.
Well, now there is a do or don't list as you're getting ready to purchase that house. Okay, because you don't want to be making financial moves necessarily while you're getting pre-approved, and actually when you're getting ready to buy a house, or even if you're under contract to buy the house.
Mhm.
One thing is always keep good records. Meaning your W-2s, your pay stubs, bank statements. Now, if you had bankruptcies in the past or whatever financial situation you had in the past, maybe child support, alimony, all those things you have to have kept good records because we are going to ask for that. Okay. Also, as you're trying to purchase a house, have a savings plan, have a realistic savings plan. Okay. You're going to need $15,000-$20,000. Okay. How long will that take for me to save that money? Do I have to earmark $500 a month? Am I going to save the tax refund that I'm getting when I file my income taxes? So that you do have to have that savings plan, unless you're just making a whole lot of money, which most people aren't. Have that discipline to save the money. So you do have the down payment and the closing costs. Okay. Also understand your credit. Check your credit regularly. There's different models though for the credit reports. Now, I would say get in touch with a loan officer, just like myself. We have a different model. It's a little bit different than if you're going to purchase a car, furniture. And these credit reporting companies have different models. So if you're looking to buy a house, you would come to me. I'll pull a soft credit. I'll do one repository for Experian. What a soft pull means is it doesn't impact your credit score. Okay. So about 95% of the information will show up I'll take a look at it. I'll see the score. I'll look for what your payment history is. Your balance to limit ratio on the credit cards. I see if you have any student loans, any bankruptcies, things like that. So that gives me a good idea. Um, and you may have good credit, but if you don't, if it's anything under 640, I'll try to get you up higher, closer to 680, 700. You want the credit scores to be 680 plus to get the best financing. But I'll do programs down to 640, 620. So it depends on the situation. Keep the lines of communication open, which means, look, I'm going to be your loan officer. Um, Share everything with me. I'm your financial lawyer. Okay. I'm not going to disclose things that may hurt your situation as you're trying to buy the house. Um, I'm not saying I'm going to hide it necessarily from the lender or the underwriter, but I will only share information, which is going to uh, make you look good in front of the underwriter to get that loan. Okay. Monitor your bank accounts carefully. Okay. Meaning, one thing is this: you can't have really. Hey, how you doing, Sade? Looking a little different today. All right. So monitor your bank accounts, meaning you really can't have like huge deposits being made into your bank as you're trying to buy that house. They're going to question that. The rule of thumb is this: if your home price is going to be $300,000, now if they see deposits 1% um, of the sales price or higher being deposited, they're going to ask questions. Now, if you have good answers, that's fine, but it can't be cash deposits. I know people have mattress money, um, and I've ran across a couple situations in the last 3 months where it really kind of hurt them. Um, that mattress money situation, people keeping it, safe in the house, cash, and they try to deposit it is no good. So if you're trying to buy a house, kind of start depositing that money in slowly, okay, and regularly. Now, maintain your current employment and income, okay? Generally, you don't want to be switching employers in the middle of making a home purchase, okay? Or switch jobs, which may be actually paying you less, or the payment structure is different, meaning you're going straightly from salary and you're going to a new job that's paying you a lower salary, but you're getting commissions or bonuses. That's part
Yeah,
of
James. That's right. That's right. Tell me some more.
right. So yes, and I say this is crazy because people, I've had two situations in the last 12 months. People actually have switched jobs as we're about to close a loan. And I've told them not to do it, but they still do it anyway, and they don't tell you. And guess what? It ends up hurting them, or actually make the loan process longer.
Right.
Sometimes people, they want to hide information from me. Now that's not the best way to go. You just kind of share everything with me, and before you do it, that would be even better. Don't tell me afterwards, but before you do it, you kind of have to tell me, I'm thinking of switching jobs, or, opening a new line of credit, buying a car, whatever. This is my answer generally is going to be no, don't do it until we go to settlement, because more than likely, um, it's not going to help your debt to income ratio. It's not going to help um, your credit. Okay. Now, have a paper trail for funds coming in and out of your accounts. That's going back to talking about, you're basically just watch your spending, monitoring your bank account. So just um, the less you do, the better. Okay, once you're trying to buy a house, you kind of just want to put everything on hold during that home buying process um, until you go to settlement. I had a settlement today. Okay, the young lady called me 2 days ago and asked me, well, can I, my credit scores are, excellent right now, is around 760. Can I'm getting off from Capital One. I want this credit card. Can I go ahead and apply, that night? And my answer was no, just wait. Just wait 2 more days until you go to that settlement table, make that, the purchase, get it finalized, then go ahead and get that credit card. So she actually waited. So she just won a settlement around 2 p.m. I'm sure she's getting that credit card right now. So she, that was a good settlement for her in Montgomery, in PG County. So, all right, Mr. Bartley. Now, those are the do's of what you should be doing as you're trying to make that purchase.
Sade, is your mic muted or something? Because we can't hear you.
Yeah, y'all know y'all always playing games with my microphone.
We got you now. You in there now, Sade.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, Yellen, you should have known something was wrong with her mic because you ain't hear nothing. She ain't interrupt you or nothing.
Well, yeah, I was wondering what was going on over there. I didn't hear her voice, and
I'm changing. I'm changing. Yellen, you are the man. I hope everybody come to you and buy their house. I hope we listen to you. I finally got hooked in with Credit Karma. I know what I owe. I owe 10 people. And some people say, pay the smallest amount first, all the way to the greatest amount. And I want to do it opposite a little bit. I want to pay the big amounts if I can.
Sure.
And all the way into the lowest amount. I don't have any questions right now, but I just want to say thank you for.
No, definitely it was good talking to you. I know you're getting ready to buy that home. We talked a couple, maybe about a month ago. So look, it doesn't have to happen immediately. We have a plan to get you in that home. Now, regarding paying off those credit cards, guess what? Just the main thing is paying them off, right? Whether it's paying the large ones off and the little ones off, everyone has a strategy. But the main thing is, I'm glad you're tackling that. So I commend you for that. So once
now, I do have a question. There is a way that you can just pay it off by yourself. And then there is a company that I met up with. It's called Help Financial, where every 2 weeks they want you to pay them $140 and they pay the people for you. Like they split up some here, they split up some here. And someone told me, I wanted to ask you if you think that's a good idea or you think that I should just pay it on my own, because somebody told me, make sure that they don't have interest rates that you're paying them.
Right. So you're right. Those kind of companies, from my understanding, if you kind of have a plan that you're implementing it, I don't necessarily believe those are going to be that helpful, because they don't do it for free, right? So they charge you a fee. It depends on the company, how much maybe they're charging. It's usually fees that they're charging. Okay. So I would actually speak with a credit repair consultant. I do have a good one. Just ask some general questions to him. You can contact me. I'll give that name out. I don't want to give it out right now without his permission, really. But generally, when you're paying another company to pay the third party, the credit cards, from my experience, if you're, that's not maybe the best way to go, unless.
Okay. And the person you're going to recommend do this, he's a third party as well. So would I be paying him a fee as well?
Yeah, you would be paying him a fee, but
he's so honest. I love honesty.
What was that?
I love honesty. You so honest. You say, yeah, you'll be paying him a fee.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I mean, you would just, I believe the free consultation would, um, that he would provide would allow a person like yourself or anyone who speaks with him to kind of make a decision whether his fees are worth the results, right? So he will give you that. So that's what I would suggest.
Okay.
I think he's done some good work with some of the clients that we have at our company. So it depends on the person. I mean, the thing
Yeah.
is, it's just a person. He really does kind of know what he's doing. He's a former loan officer, but maybe the fees are too high for. Like if I were trying to use, maybe it's too high for me. You just kind of have to just kind of feel him out.
Absolutely. So my goal is no less, I want to say 12 months to 24 months. That's my goal. 12 months to 24 months. And when I say my goal, I mean for me, every 2 weeks, that's what I'm going to be tackling. If I could pay $600 a week to live in a hotel, it's no reason why I shouldn't at least be paying $300 a week for debt. That's my collections.
Definitely, that's where I spoke about, just having the discipline, make a savings plan, or in many people's cases, have a plan to reduce that debt. So just write it down. Sounds like you're pretty disciplined, Sade. So, but they say if you write it down, a goal or something you're trying to accomplish, the chances are you're going to accomplish that goal when you write down that goal.
I'll write it down starting tonight. When I get off, I'll write it down. I just wanted to come on and share my graces because I'm actually at work making that money, but I definitely wanted to come and let you know this is my second or third week, but I'm going to do everything that I can to obtain that house within 12 months to 24 months. My success is my revenge, and it's not about revenge. It's just about doing better, leaving something for my children. And, to be in a situation where you're doing hotel to hotel, you don't have anything to show for, once you get knocked off that rim, you definitely don't want to continue down that line. So just, doing the same thing and expecting something different is crazy, it's insane. And I want to do everything that I can to become like Tom Love.
Go ahead on, Sade. Tell them what you're talking about. I already know you're going to get it.
I'm telling you, I want something good. Now, I'm going to tell you, Yellen, I don't want to live in Maryland, D.C.
No, you want to live in Georgia.
No, I want to live in Arlington.
Oh, you want to live in
Arlington? I'm a VA girl. I want to stay in Virginia.
I won't hold that against you. I'm a Maryland guy, so but there's
I'm
always.
Glad you made it. I don't know how you made it. Glad you made it.
Yeah.
There's always.
Merlin go hard, Yellen.
Nah.
Yellen being Southeast, he ain't worried about that.
But that's always that conversation, Northern Virginia versus living in PG County or how. But I lived in Arlington. I lived in Northern Virginia. I don't know. I like Maryland better.
Yeah, and I like Maryland swag. I only go out there to get my swag. But if you've been in Georgia, in my opinion, if you've been in Georgia, Georgia makes DC look so sweet and so nice. Georgia's out insane. It's crazy. It's ludicrous. I wouldn't want to be a resident in Georgia or keep my kids there. We was in a room one day yelling, and 2 bullets came through our room.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's
and everybody dropped. I didn't know if they got shot or they just dropped, but we gonna talk later. I'm gonna check into some lawyers and see if we got some lawsuit. But the lady was saying, ma'am, you're allowed to have guns in Georgia. I can't stop that. But somebody pulled on the side of the hotel and just let loose, and 2 bullets came in my room, and that did it for me. My kids, they never wanted to be there again. So anyway, we came back home. But I'm looking into lawyers and all that situation later. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and tell you,
Sade, didn't you know that already? That you know they can curry down there in Georgia?
no, not like that.
Yeah.
Nah,
Because Janice used to talk about it a whole lot.
yeah,
You
that
know? Yeah.
it ain't safe. So I just wanted to come on and tell you that you are my goal. I'm proud of you. I want you to continue because it's a lot of us in the pot crabs. We trying to climb out and we want out. We tired of renting. Us people who rent, we pay more money than people that have mortgages. You know,
Yeah.
I pay $3,000 a month. You know, and no, you know, people who have mortgages, they be like, we only pay $1,200 or $1,900. You know, so I don't want the poor to keep being poor. You know, I don't want that. I want to leave my children something. My parents wasn't able to leave me something, and I want that generational curse to be broken. So
That's right.
thank you for being here. Continue to be here, and you have a potential in me because no one is getting me my home but you.
That's right.
As long as you know I want to be in Virginia.
No, I'll do that loan for you in Virginia. I'll make an exception.
Or a really, really, really nice area in Maryland, because Maryland coming up and DC coming up too. They got some really, really nice areas, and that's my whole thing. I just don't want to be in the slums, because I ain't never been in handcuffs, and I ain't trying to go.
Stop lying, Sade.
And my attitude ain't right. Tomo, I did.
All right, okay,
But-
all right. We all right. Look, Sade, you gone because we going to go to a commercial.
I'm gone. See y'all tomorrow, the next day. I'm gonna keep popping in.
Right, that's right. Appreciate you, man. Be safe out there, man, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Later. Gonna go drive this butt.
Nice seeing you.
All right, yeah, yes, indeed. Yeah, we're gonna go to a quick commercial. We'll be right back. So.
On your team so we can get the goal met. Your assets, now transfer money from one account to another account, lending money while you're in the process, buying cars while you're in the process, switching jobs while you're in the process. It's a whole list of things that you don't want to do that will prevent stress and headache for you. So I always have my clients talk out everything with me. They ask me if they can do stuff. Because
All right, we're back. I'm still working on my little commercial joints, man. You know, I'm just trying to get this other clip, but it's not working right. So I'm gonna have to get a little more instruction from Molly Moore to be able to activate that particular one. Like I want. Anyway, we back here, man, with my man Yelling. That's right. He's most definitely supposed to be helping Sade into trying to get her a home for her and her kids one day. You know, as long as she follows his direction, I'm quite sure she'll be successful. Back to you, Yelling.
Okay, well, now I want to go over the flip sides of the do's, the don'ts. Okay, don't do these things, these 9 things, as you are getting ready to get pre-approved and to purchase the house. Okay, don't change bank accounts. Just stay where you are. The less you do, the better. Okay, if you do change bank accounts, we're just going to have to do more paperwork, recording the process. We don't necessarily want to do that. We harped on this, touched base on this a little bit before, but don't change job or quit your job. Again, that seems pretty simple and straightforward, but people do that. So it can bite you in the behind as you're trying to go to settlement on that loan or getting it pre-approved. Now, this is a big one. Co-sign for anyone else's loan. Okay. Now, when you co-sign for your friends, family, sons, daughters, nephews, nieces, whoever, okay, what that basically does is you're on the hook for that payment as well. If that person that you co-sign for doesn't make the payment. Now, what that does is going to impact your debt to income ratio. So if you co-sign for a vehicle, $400 a month, that's going to have an impact on your debt to income ratio negatively. So please don't do that. Again, don't make any late payments to your creditors. Pay all your bills on time. That's very important. Okay. So if the bill is due on the 30th, pay it by the 15th. Just pay. Don't go 30 days late. Make those payments on time. Don't apply for any new credit cards, open any new debts, charge additional monies, debts off your current credit cards without consulting with me. So don't do anything before you speak with myself or the loan officer that you're working with, okay? Because that's the safest route to go. That's the safest way to go.
Yelling.
Yes.
Yelling. Can I?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
You were saying don't do anything, and trust me, I do understand what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a process that's going through, and anytime you disrupt that process, something can go wrong. But when you're saying don't do anything without confronting the person that's handling the house,
Right, the loan officer. You consult the loan officer. What I always tell my home buyers now, 99% of those individuals do listen to me. You got that 1% don't hear me or just don't listen. Okay. So yes, just consult with the loan officer before you make any moves.
So when they decide to go do that, how much damage could they cause though? If they decide to say, well, you know what, I'm gonna try to apply for this little credit card because it ain't much.
Well, it depends on their situation. Now, if you have 750 scores, it's not going to impact you much. But if you're on the borderline, 640, 630, that could impact your interest rate, and essentially if you even get approved for the loan. So and that's for real. Okay. You don't want to jeopardize your chances to going to settlement just because you believe what to be a nice offer in your email saying, look, open this credit card up, with the limit, et cetera, et cetera. Talk to me first. Okay. Talk to your loan officer, and we can walk you through that. Now, if your credit is solid, your debt income is solid, guess what? Yes, it's probably not going to affect you. My answer probably still would be no. Don't do anything, because remember the home purchase process. If once you go to once you get the ratified sales contract, it's about 30 days. So most people should be able to do nothing for 30 days in terms of open up credit cards or charging additional monies to the credit cards you have. Because right now with the technology we do have, the lenders, the underwriters, they're actually keeping a tab on what you're doing. So this isn't 15 years ago where they don't know what you're doing. They do actually know what you're doing. So if you're in that loan process where, again, you have that sales contract, that 30-day time period, and you do go open for a new credit card, they're going to know about it. It gets triggered. And they're going to be calling me saying, why did your client, why is this potential home buyer, why did they inquire about opening up a new credit card, or whatever they're opening up, a credit card, buying a new car, whatever, they're going to ask me, then I'm going to have to call you up and find out what's going on. Generally, it's not a positive thing as you're trying to make that purchase. So hopefully that answers your question.
Well, you most definitely did, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now let's keep going down that list. Number 6. Okay. Don't transfer funds between different accounts without consulting your loan officer first.
Okay, can we talk about that real fast? Can we?
Okay. But basically, if you have 3 bank accounts, you don't want to be shifting money from bank A to bank B to bank C. Okay. The question is, why would you be doing it anyway? Right? That's the first question. Now, if there's a legitimate reason why you're doing it, consult with me first, and I will let you know, well, this is going to be the best way to do it. Do it this way, maybe do this amount, and I'll walk you right through it. Okay. And it's going to be different from one borrower to the next, one situation to the next. Okay. So, but general policy is, look, when you're trying to buy a house, don't be making any type of, transfers between different accounts. Don't be depositing huge amount of money in there. Don't be taking out money. Just kind of have a holding pattern until you go to settlement. Again, if you do need to make that move, give me a call first, consult with me, and we can plan the situation out. I can give you my advice. Okay. Number 7, don't keep any information from your loan officer. They are your best friends throughout the buying process. Yes, we are your best friends, your financial representative. I would say your lawyer in a sense. Okay, good lawyers are going to give the best advice. Now, even if the clients are telling them certain things, again, I'm going to withhold information which I don't want to share with the underwriter or the lender, so that you are kept in the better position to make that purchase. So, but you do have to share everything with me. Okay, that's what I would suggest. That's going to be the best for you. Number 8, don't write any checks or pay any bills unless you have sufficient funds in your account. No overdrafts. Okay. You don't want any overdrafts in the I would say in the 60 days. We always look at 2 to 3 months bank statements. So you don't want that showing up, that insufficient amount that may be showing up in your bank transaction history. Okay. That kind of just, it's a negative situation, right? So you do want to have sufficient funds. The more, the better. Insufficient funds, that overdraft is not a good thing. That goes without saying, okay? And the last thing we kind of touched base earlier is, don't make any large deposits, more than 1% of your gross monthly income, into your bank account that can't be verified. Call your loan officer for more information on unacceptable deposits. Right. So before you put any money, huge amount of monies, questionable types of money into your bank account, give me a call. Okay. And I will, we can talk it through, and I'll give you my opinion, my advice on that. Last thing, don't worry. You are in good hands with me, with my company, All Financial Services, and try to make this home purchase business a smooth process, getting you from point A to point B. Main thing is, for me, I try to make my clients comfortable, be transparent, just be educational, so they know exactly what they're kind of getting into. For the most part, home ownership is great, but sometimes maybe you're not ready for that home ownership. It might, because of your financial situation or your employment situation, whatever that may be. I'll be honest about that as well. Okay. Any questions, Mr. Bartley?
Go way out the box. We appreciate you. You believe me, man. I just know that if these guys actually listening to the format of how things should be done in order for them to be ready. See, what we doing now is we trying to get you guys ready. Let's get you guys ready for you to be able to purchase your own homes soon, or you may want to purchase some. What's the word I'm looking for? Uh, 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 Property where you may want to get some buildings. What is commercial property? That's what I was looking for. Yeah, you may want to get some commercial property. You may need to try to get some money to do a building loan. These are the things that y'all have been telling us throughout the weeks, man, about how we can move forward and stop feeling like we gotta be stuck. We put ourselves in certain situations and act like we don't know how to get out. But how you get out of certain situations is when you deal with people that have been in certain situations and has gotten themselves out of it. You know what I mean? The best teacher is someone that already went through it and already done it. And Yellen is one of those persons. He's been in the business for a while. He done told y'all this. So y'all need to, think that if this is what you want to do, he's giving you the steps week by week. He's here sharing what you need to do, and he's here to help you. I see you don't have your phone number up there today, Yellen.
Right. I don't, but I'll put. Maybe I'll put it up a little bit later.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can touch. Main thing is if you want to get in touch with me, you can just. I work at All Financial Services. Just put it in Google, and you can reach me at my company. All my contact information is out there, so no problem.
So
Again,
let me ask you. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Well, one thing is this: besides having access to my services, the good thing about having like a person like myself is that you're going to have access to some of my contacts. Okay, the people that I work with, realtors, contractors, home inspectors, appraisers, anyone, landscapers, termite termite companies. Okay, so mold remediation companies, rental management companies. So, and the people that, of course, I have relationships with. These companies do a great job. Honest. They're professional. Okay, that's very important because in this market or any other market, you want to have a good seasoned realtor that you can work with. Okay, whether you're buying, selling, the real estate game, they say it's for the sharks, right? It can be. You may not have the best experience buying or selling if you don't have the right loan officer or the right realtor. Okay, you want that realtor to know all the strategies on getting you the best deal. How you want them to be a good negotiator. You want them to basically make the situation suitable for you. Okay, that's why with me, you need to speak with me as a loan officer. You got to share all the information with me. You got to do the same thing with the realtor. You got to let them know exactly what you want. Are you looking for colonial, split level? You're looking for somewhere with a good school system, access to the highway, whatever. You just got to let that person know, and that way they can find you the right home. Okay. And I deal with, lots of excellent realtors. I'll give you a couple of them. You're not gonna, some you're gonna get along with better than others. I'll give you a choice of 2 or 3, and you can make a decision who you want to work with. Okay. And Mr. Bartley also said, in terms of the different types of properties, commercial properties, investment properties. Look, obviously I can handle them too. Okay, investment properties. We have a lot of great programs for investment properties. After you make that, generally people have buy their primary residence first and get into the investment properties and the commercial. Okay, commercial obviously is a little bit different the way they finance it. They kind of basically look at the income stream for the business, make sure the income stream is there, and that's how the lenders generally lend, on the income stream of the business. Okay, and I do commercial loans, but if it gets a little too complicated, or if it's something that I don't necessarily feel comfortable tackling, I have my contacts, individuals who specialize in commercial loans, and I'll definitely make the introduction, make sure they take care of you. All right, Mr. Bartley, any comments or any questions?
Well, Yelling, you already know, man. Hey, every question I ask, you answer.
Well,
and that's a good thing. That let me know you're on point on what you're trying to do. I think that Andy said that was great information that you gave out today. I just look at that, people just need to know, what they want to do, far as their future, where they're going, when it comes down to housing. Because a lot of people don't even know. A lot of people don't even have a place to stay right now. A lot of people's looking for housing. But they got to get some things together first. We all got to get our credits and stuff together, because that's one of the main options of buying a house. If your credit ain't messed up, you can have the money, but if your credit messed up, you can't make no moves. Can you? Yelling? If just say a person got money but don't have the credit.
Well, yeah. So the good news is you have the money to improve your credit. So instead of hoarding the money, putting it into bank account, of course, credit score kind of dictates everything in this country: car loans, credit card, interest rates, mortgages. So if you do have money, that means you can take that money and make your credit better. Okay, paying down some of those accounts. Some of them you pay off, taking care of the collections or judgments you may have. Okay, so as you do that, your credit score will improve. So again, I do have a credit specialist that I work with, a couple of them. One that I like, been favoring lately because he used to be a former loan officer. And again, he's done some good work for clients of our company. So again, I'll make the introduction. If you feel comfortable with that individual, then, utilize his services. Now, people say, well, this amount is too much money. This services cost too much money. Well, guess what? You get what you pay for, right? You don't want to be working with the cheapest guy out there because maybe he's not doing the best thing for you. Mm-hmm. So the service has to be properly priced, okay? Mm-hmm. But if he can improve that score quicker, you get that score higher quicker, get the score higher than if you would just do it yourself, and you have to spend $1,000, right? But if because of the improved score, you're actually able to get better interest rates on your mortgage, your car, your credit cards, and you're able to save hundreds and maybe $1,000 a month. That pays for it by itself. So you just can't really look at what you're kind of spending. It's basically, it's not what you spend, it's what you get out of it. So no one's really charging you
CEO,
$5,000 to
Glenn
$10,000. I think individual, the credit consultant, I think he charges anywhere from $700 to maybe $1,500. But I have a couple that I work with, and I'll be happy to just give me a call. I'll be happy to introduce you to those individuals.
Let's hear what they talking about for a minute, Yellow.
Okay.
Because no one else wants to sell their home. No one else wants to give up a 3% mortgage.
How long do you see that problem persisting? As long as rates stay high?
Yes, although there's some relief in sight just because about a third of the market, 37.5%, have adjustable rate mortgages. So those are going to reset in the next couple of years. You're going to start to see people move. There's also just a demographic bump that many millennials still want to buy a home. I think they're frustrated by the Supreme Court decision on student loan repayments, but they still got to find a place to live.
I mean, Diana Olick emailed me and she noted that you guys recently reported that bidding wars are back, which does seem a little crazy because how can people afford to do bidding wars and pay over ask when mortgage rates are so high?
Well, again, it comes back to really low inventory. So this is the second straight month that the list price has been lower than the actual selling price. So I think it's 100.1%, the final price higher than the list price, which is just really unusual when you're in a market with rates near 7%. We've noticed that buyers are really rate sensitive. Even when rates come down 10 basis points, we get more demand on our website and more people touring homes, making offers on a Sunday night.
But are they using all cash when it comes to these prices over ask?
There's a higher proportion of people using cash than before, but many people are still borrowing. I think we're just at this bottom level of the housing market. You're usually between 4 and 6 million units selling, and now we're at 4.2 million units. There's just very little demand, but even less inventory. And so that's created a real crunch. The problem for us, obviously, is sales volume. But for buyers, they're still trying to find a place to live, and it's hard to do because there's so few homes for sale.
Meantime, Glenn, you know, the wave of migration that we saw during the pandemic and the effect on.
Okay.
So what you think about that, Yellow?
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, I'm living it day by day. So that's what I mentioned earlier. One of my first comments is inventory is super low. Okay. So although the rates are, quote, you know, a little bit higher, there's still a big demand for home ownership, especially in this area. So if you can get in, and I still think, you know, 7%, 6.5%, it's a decent rate. Okay. So the good thing about this area, the DMV area, the prices will keep going up. This is one of the most stable areas in the entire country because of, you know, all the government jobs, government contractor jobs. They're saying between the government jobs and government contracting jobs, we have 1.3 million jobs just in the DMV area. So what that means is we're more financially stable here. We're under the umbrella of the, you know, U.S. government. The White House, of course, is probably, you know, 20 miles from where you're sitting, Mr. Bartley. So this area is going to be always kind of protected. So in the long run, buy if you can afford it. It's better than renting, you know, 95% of the time, because 5 years from now, that home that you paid $300,000 for would be worth $350,000, $375,000, even a little bit higher. But for the long run, the values will just keep going up. You don't have to mention what you paid for your home, Mr. Bartley, but think about what you actually paid for it. You paid for it when you bought it, you know, and where the value is right now. I'm sure is much higher. Actually, I'm doing a refinance for an elderly couple right now. You know, in 1997, they bought a 4-unit for $197,000 in DC. And guess what is, you know, what is worth right now? It's worth $950,000. So basically, you know, it was a huge financial investment for them, and they're going to be able to benefit from it shortly.
Okay, all right. So I guess we most definitely coming to an end for today, Mr. Yellen. I'm having problems with this little screen here. Okay, here we go. We most definitely, man, appreciate you taking the time out your busy schedule because I know you busy. There is a number right there. All you got to do is call him up, man. He's going to assist you. He's going to take you from A to Z. He's going to take you from A to Z on what you need to do. Don't be ashamed because you think that your credit score is too low. Don't think that away. If you're trying to get into a home, you need to call Yellen. Let's sit down and y'all two talk and you give him like you say, you can't lie to him about something. All you got to do is keep it real. And then he have the resources to make your dream come true. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So don't just think that he just trying to get your money. He just trying to sell something. Look, we all out here trying to survive. So whatever business that we are into, we're into the business because we're trying to profit from it. We're trying to take care of our kids. We're trying to set some foundations for our grandkids. There's a lot going on. But if we don't know the right way, see, anything in life, if you do it the right way, you will be successful. Period. Just doing it the right way. Sometimes it's all right to cut some corners, but when you cut them corners, they be slick. They be slippery. So you don't know where you might end up. But if you just go straight and narrow, man, then hey, I think Yellen is the man for you guys, man, to get with. Yellen, we gotta go. Is there anything you want to leave with them before we get out of here?
No, I mean, the thing is, again, we're talking about homeownership, generational wealth, just the pride of being a homeowner. Call me up. I mean, and I'll definitely we'll have a conversation and give you a strategy. That's as simple as that. It's not that complicated. So.
All right. Y'all already know, man. We can get up out of here. Always a pleasure. See you next week, Yellen. I'll be giving you a call, as you already know. If ain't no one told you they love you today, we do. From this time to the next time, peace. I'm out of here.